What's going on, party people? The Cardinals are up 17-10 over the New Orleans Saints in their Week 1 matchup on the road. I am Damon Farrell, Damon Dawg, and I'm here joined by my guy Shane Diefenbach. We're going to be joined by the PHNX Cardinals guys here very, very shortly. Johnny Venerable, Bo Brack, going to join us live from New Orleans. They're going to give us their thoughts on everything they've seen in the first half here. But before we get started, chat, run up those likes for this halftime show. Appreciate everybody for being here in the chat. And you know, it's just been a absolutely half a ball, Shane. That's a good way of putting it, because it hasn't been the best half of Cardinals football. It also hasn't been the worst half. A good end to the half as Kyler Murray leads a touchdown drive down the field and ending in a James Conner shovel pass for a touchdown. But you know, I think especially in that first quarter in particular, the defense wasn't looking as good as you'd want them to be. And that offense was, leaving a little bit to be desired. But it's early, lot of game left. Appreciate everybody for being here. We got Max, we got The Journey, we got Alberto, we got Shaff, of course. Booms, what's up, my guy? Even you, Killer Rex, even though I'm not Johnny. Good to see you, my guy. But leave a like on this video. Please drop in the comments. What are your biggest first half takeaways from Cardinals versus Saints? But Shane, I'm kind of in my own mode right now. I'm sitting here, I'm being like, James Conner touchdown. Like that was what I signed up for today. But also our sweet baby Marvin Harrison Jr. What an absolute show we've seen from Marvin thus far. I think that's got to be the biggest takeaway as a Cardinals fan. Marvin, 3 catches, 57 yards, and a tutty. That 45-yard touchdown catches the touchdown, or 45-yard deep ball catches the touchdown pass as well for short yardage. Trey McBride really, kind of goes crazy in that final drive right before half. And Kyler Murray ends his half with 12 for 16, 125 yards, 2 touchdowns, and 0 interceptions. Has been sacked 3 times, though, all in the first quarter. That's something that I think that this Cardinals team is going to have to potentially look out for as we, kind of look into the second half of this game, because, frankly, the Saints are not a team on paper that is one that, should strike fear into any team's heart. And if the Saints are going to go out there and install drives by, sacking the quarterback, I think, you got to look at that and say, hey, we're not playing good enough on the offensive line side of things to make this thing work here. But, wasn't the end of the world. And with that being said, now I'm joined by my sweet baby boys, these fine gentlemen, Johnny Venerable,
yes.
Bo Brack.
Can you hear us okay?
I can hear you. How are we doing, gentlemen?
We're doing all right. It was sweating out the first quarter here in New Orleans. Much better from Kyler Murray and Drew Petzing in the second quarter. I thought Kyler Murray looked skittish at times in the pocket. He started to calm down. That's not uncharacteristic for Kyler Murray to start out seasons like that. But, I mean, once you got it going to number 18 and number 85, Bo, really had an opportunity to open up this passing game.
Yeah, Damon was mentioning the sacks that came early. Kyler kind of giving himself up on the last of the 3, and then it seems like the protection has really improved, and you've seen that in the downfield passing attack. But they've gotten it going back-to-back touchdown drives there to close it out and take the lead. It's more what you wanted to see after a rough start. The defense is now where you see them in the second half. They'll be have a better chance here.
Bo is about to be trampled by the Saints coaching staff that's feverishly running past us as we speak. It's not typically stream friendly here in the press box, so we're doing our best here. Here's what I will tell you. Cardinals defense needs to get it together in the second half. Way too many rushing yards on broken tackles from New Orleans in the first half. You've got to calm that down. You also have to be in a position to get yourself some negative plays. This front 7, Josh Sweat, where are they at in terms of making Spencer Rattler uncomfortable? We saw that the first possession game, and it looked good. Since then, though, you've let the Saints offensive line dictate this game. The only reason you have a lead right now is because you opted to say, you know what, run game's not working on the offensive side. We're going to go to the prolonged deep passing game. Stick with that, and then find yourself in a position where they themselves have to throw, and you can pin your ears back, Bo.
Yeah, you definitely want to see that. And then I think Drew Petzing can get more into an offense that he wants to run, kind of salt the clock away a little bit here in the second half, get James Conner going, who did have that sweet catch from Kyler Murray there. Nice play design by Drew Petzing, but really start to get that ground game going. Because what do we know about the Saints defense from last year? If it carries over from 2024, they struggled to slow down the running game. So if you get James Conner and crew going here, but it was key to come out there with the lead, and they were able to get that going.
This
Yeah.
Saints team, Damon, it's just blatantly obvious. Like they look slow. They don't look like a team that can hang with the Cardinals' elite playmakers. So you have to get them involved. And once the Cardinals said we're done screwing around, we're going to let 85 and 18 take over. Look what happened. They got big chunk yardage at ease. The Cardinals are not good enough to not involve their best players. I know that seems like hyperbole and crazy to say out loud, but when you're sitting here and you're watching them basically concede the opening drive, it's 2nd and 21, and they're like, I guess we'll punt now. Like, they got away from that mentality in the second quarter, and that's what
Yeah.
that's what turned the game around, frankly, Damon.
Yeah, no, absolutely. I mean, I think, this, as you mentioned, Johnny, Kyler Murray looked kind of skittish early on in this one, was kind of had the happy feet that we see from Kyler Murray from time to time, missing some throws. That one to Trey McBride
Sped up.
comes to mind in particular. But, once he settled in, and I think once in particular, Drew Petzing started getting this offense in motion, that's what I really like to see. Like that James Conner shovel pass was, that's play design. And that's something that, I think Cardinals fans would have to put their hands up and say, that's what we want to see out of our offensive coordinator. More things like that.
No doubt about it. And it was you got 10 targets from your top playmakers. I think Cardinals fans should be excited about that. Sure, just 3 from Marv. You had one that did count as far as the DPI that was called there. So you're heavily targeting this guy. It looks a lot like we expected. This is going to be a 2-target share offense, and then you'll sprinkle everybody else in between, and then of course lean on the run game. But got to see it defensively. This is going to be a Cardinals defense that's going to be on the field to start the second half after receiving the opening kickoff. Can they look like they did on the opening series on defense? You saw Baron Browning, Calais Campbell, guys disruptive. Can that get going?
Yeah, I also want to touch on the egregious penalty that we saw taking that interception, Damon. I'm sure you've touched
Oh
on it,
man,
away from Will Johnson. I mean, that changed a big portion of this game because in the Saints, Cardinals feel sorry for themselves. Saints go down and score a touchdown. I mean, Will Johnson, he looked like the receiver on that route. So I don't want to take anything away from him. I think he could still have an interception, a real interception before this game's over. Like Spencer Rattler needs to be rallied, no pun intended. You have to put him in positions where 2nd and long, 3rd and long, and that's going to involve this run defense stepping up. Now, here's where I like the Cardinals wholeheartedly. Nick Rollis, historically, second half adjustments, chef's kiss, aces, right? That's where you feel like you have an advantage in this game. And on the flip side, like if you're Drew Petzing, do not get conservative against Brandon Staley, right? Historically, we have seen Brandon Staley's defenses in the second half collapse once upon a time against the Jaguars, giving up 30-plus points in a playoff game. I think you have to keep your foot on the gas and then defensively allow your playmakers to take over. But, I mean, everything is going the Cardinals' way thus far, even after – I mean, it could have been easy to sulk. You were down early. Offense wasn't doing anything. I thought Kyler Murray, in particular, made some big boy throws. That one that he stepped up on 3rd down to hit Trey McBride. I mean, that regained, I think, a lot of his confidence. And if you're Kyler Murray, it's like just go back to that. He missed a couple of easy throws to begin that drive, but he makes that throw. It's like, be the Kyler Murray we know you can be, and you can hang 40 points on this team.
Yeah, no doubt about it. That was big. You liked what you saw on 3rd down from this offense for the most part in that first half. 3rd and long, we talked about it all off season long, and they were able to get it going there on key situations. As Damon said, he looked a little too sped up early in that drive and then settled in and engineered his second scoring drive in a row.
Did
Damon, we're
Chase
going to be
Young just walk behind Bo right now?
He did. Absolutely, he did. He's up here. It's just we're having a nice halftime snack together.
Just
Damon,
the boys hanging out.
We gotta go for the second half. You handle the super chats, my guy. Be sure everybody drop a like on this video, subscribe. I will be with Damon to kick off the post-game show right on time, so everybody keep it locked in. Love to watch along, guys. We'll talk to you soon.
Shout out Johnny and Bo joining us from the Superdome there in New Orleans. Like Johnny said, we will be live. We'll be going back to our watch along, so make sure you guys hop back over there on PHNX Sports. You'll see it. We are still live over there. We're gonna, kind of just go back, watch the second half of this game, hang out with all of you people, and then we will be live about 10 minutes after the clock hits 0 in this one for our PHNX Cardinals post-game show hosted by Johnny Venerable. I will be on the show. We will later be joined by Bo Brack after he is done with coaches and media player availability. So
look in the chat. There's a link in the chat to join our supporters club if you want these fire emojis that I just dropped and a badge next to your name. It's a good time.
Yeah. Join the supporters club. If you're someone that sends in super chats, hold on to a couple and then get yourself a supporters club membership. Get yourself a nice, neat little emoji, and then get right back to sending those super chats through. Shane, I've been catching a lot of strays with this Dolphins game thus far, and understandably so.
It.
I do. I mean, like, listen, if you can't take it, don't dish it. And I dish it more than almost anybody. But also, I chose the Dolphins as my hold or fold the line pick, and my God, was that the single worst pick maybe in the history of that segment. But we're going to be going back to the second half of Cardinals versus Saints. Join us over on our watch along over on our PHNX Sports YouTube channel, and we'll catch you on the postgame show. I'm Damon, Dawg. We'll see you then.
We all silly like the mayor.